Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to your training session. This is Tuesday, December 13th. I appreciate everybody taking the time to come by tonight and sit on down and talk about trading. Tonight we have a very cool situation to discuss, and I'm going to turn this music off. I'm going to go ahead and mute it, or pause it, I should say. So tonight's subject was going to start to lean in one direction, and then within a 24-hour period, things changed rather quickly. I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I want you to listen very closely to the story, as it's going to set you free for 2017. So I was invited to check out a certain trading situation. I'm not going to call it a system, really. I'm not going to call it an indicator, but it is. It's a system wrapped around an indicator, and it has all the nuances that we already like to use when we trade. Okay? And the person went on to tell us that if we wanted this stuff, if we wanted access to this, it was going to be very expensive monthly. So I was in contact with the owner, and he is letting me use it in the trading room with you guys. Okay? So, and I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not even going to tell you anything about it except for what it is. So tonight I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what I'm talking about. It's a sneak peek because you're here tonight. And then in the next, let's say 48 to 96 hours, 2 to 4 days-ish, you will get a first-hand look at what we're talking about. Okay? So, with that being said, let me pull up a chart. Let me pull up a chart that I can draw on, actually. So this is oil. This is oil today, as a matter of fact. And on this chart here, you should be able to locate, hold on a second, you should be able to locate these green and red triangles. You guys see these? Green and red triangles. These are telling us when the current trend, depending on what time frame you're looking at, what bar chart you're looking at, when the current trend is changing. Okay? When the current trend is changing. Very cool, right? Very cool. Now, you'll notice something here that, let me do this. Let me replace these with smaller circles. Or let me do these one by one. How's that? So here we had, let me just show you some examples. Here we had a green diamond, a green triangle, telling us that the trend is changing. Okay? And on the next bar, we got our blue arrow. right? So we're going to play couldas, wouldas, and shouldas. I don't like to do that a lot, but in this case I will. So we could have got in right about here. As a matter of fact, I think it'd be best if we just went to a live screen. Hold on a second. Let's just do that. I think that would be easier. And I'll blow this up for you guys. So this green diamond, this first one here, let me put some crosshairs on this. This green diamond right here, followed by this blue arrow, happened too early this morning for us to trade. All right? So I'm going to leave this one out. I'm not going to talk about it. The morning progresses, and we had a red diamond at almost 8 o'clock this morning Eastern time. A red diamond followed by a red arrow. So if you were to get in at the bottom of this candle with the red arrow, you would have sold oil at 53.16. Okay? 53.16. And the bottom of that move was 52.92, which equals 24 ticks. Now, my question to you is, do you think you could have got 10 ticks out of this, 10 to 12 ticks out of the 24? Well, the way we trade, following the bars, following our power numbers, right? You would have made bank. You would have nailed it. Okay? Continuing on. We got a blue arrow here, but we had no green triangle. Right? It's not even a triangle. We had, yeah, it's a triangle, right? We had no green triangle telling us that the trend was changing. We got a blue arrow, and it did go up, but we wouldn't have bought this. We didn't have any confirmation. Nothing was going on. We didn't have a signal followed by a confirmation, I should say. Here we had a red triangle, followed 2 bars later by a confirmation with a red arrow. Could have sold it at 53. And these are issues. We're just playing with numbers. Okay? Now it ran, I'm not going to say how far it ran all the way down to, but it ran without stopping basically down to 52.60, which is 40 ticks. Right? Do you think you could have got 10 to 12 ticks out of this move? No retracements, no nothing out of this. Right? Nothing. Then we got a green triangle telling us things are reversing. We then got confirmation with the blue arrow telling us that we could buy it at around 52.64. And it ran up to a high of about 52.92, which is what? 28 ticks. I ask you the same question. Do you think you could have got 10 to 12 ticks out of that? Yes or no? The answer is yes. Okay? It retraced a little bit. We got another green diamond. That was cool. Followed by what? Confirmation to buy oil again at 52.96. It ran up and made a high at 53.24. 28 ticks. Same question. Could you get 10 to 12 ticks out of that move? And then the last move of the day is actually still moving. The last move of the day is actually still moving. Anyways, we had a red triangle, confirmation by the red arrow, selling at 52.96, selling at 52.96. Now the first move was down to 52.84. Okay, 12 ticks. Would you have got all of that? I'm going to say no. Could you have got half of that? Yeah, 6 ticks. Could have got 6 ticks. If you played a little more aggressively with a stop loss outside the red dashes, you'd still be in this trade now, 70 ticks later. Very, very cool. Okay, now, we are going to have access to some very cool indicators in the next few days. It's going to be a few days, though. Steve, let's start using it tomorrow. We actually cannot start using it tomorrow. But in the next few days, maybe today's Tuesday, maybe by Thursday. Okay? Maybe. This is very exciting stuff. I've been talking to you guys about 2017 being the best year ever. No, these are different, Mikey. Mikey just asked, Steve, if you're using the same triangles as I'm using, they move with the bars. No, this is different. Oh, Steve, you're not going to be there Thursday, so Friday. Steve, does this work only on oil? No, it does not. It works on oil, natural gas, gold, the NQ, the YM, the 6E, the 6B, all the ones that we like to trade. Nice. So I wanted to show this to you. I was hoping to be able to show you more, but I haven't had information inputted yet, so I cannot do that. So you can consider this to be a tease. That's right, Marvin, we're going to have to do it on Friday, not Thursday. We're not here Thursday. I forgot. So Friday's cool. So what we're going to do today during this session, during this training, we're going to leave it kind of an open forum. Let me tell you first what's going on in the coming training. So starting next Tuesday, which is the 20th, we are going to start our series finally, right, on your trading business, taking you from A through Z on how to treat your trading like a business. It's going to be very important for you people that are serious. Let me ask you guys a question. How many people are looking to trade? I'm going to say the word full-time, but it doesn't mean you know every day. But how many people are looking to trade full-time? I'll say the words, but it doesn't mean you're trading 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Look at oil move, man. Oil just started moving really fast. So most of you are looking to trade full-time, right? Out of the 168 people that are here, it looks like a bunch of you. I mean, you guys are all hammering it to full trade. Okay, so starting next Tuesday, so this Thursday, I won't be here to trade with you, but the 15th, this Thursday, that night, we are going to do training on the Arrow system. On the Arrow system, and hopefully I'll be able to show you a lot more. And then hopefully on Friday we can really start to implement. We're not going to rush this thing. It's going to be here for our new year, 2017. Then on Tuesday, we will start our series on trading as a business. And my goal is to take you from A through Z on treating this like a business, because it is a business. If you want it to be a business, it's a business. Steve, will your training Thursday night be recorded? Yes, it will be. Now, these types of recordings, the one I'm doing tonight, these type will go, they'll be uploaded and everything, but they won't stay in the members area because these are kind of dated. The information I'm giving you right now is talking about the next 2 weeks. So this video will become dated. It's not like me doing a video on quads that will always be the same, right? So this video will be available. I'll put it up tomorrow. It will be available for a couple of weeks. And then it will become dated, and then it won't be available anymore, and no one will know about it, so it won't matter. So what I want to do tonight, there's some miscellaneous questions that some of you have about doing certain things with your charts, or just miscellaneous items. So I want to get those, I want to get some of those questions answered tonight if possible. Okay? And we actually came home today to a sick kitty. I know, if it's not one thing, it's another, right? Anyways, hold on a second. I am... Jim says, you mentioned that we'll be using this in the room. Will you have access to it eventually? The short answer is yes. The short answer is yes. But it's not cheap. It's expensive. So you may not want to. Steve, is the 8 p.m. time slot here to stay? So Ray's asking if our trainings will be at 8 o'clock Eastern time from now on. Into the foreseeable future, the answer is yes. Okay? But understand that, one, I have a life, and two, things change with my kids and everything, and I need to be able to adapt to that change as much as possible to keep everybody happy, including you guys, the members. This time frame works better for me. That's why we're going an hour earlier. Okay? And they are recorded anyway. So there you go. Let's see here. Judd, hold on a minute. I got your question in queue. I'm trying to get some of this stuff out of the way. So, please don't type in the box right now. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Give me a second here. Sorry for you people that are listening to this on a recording. This is an impromptu question and answer period. Okay, so Ken says, on the chart that you showed us, where would be your exit point? So let me bring up this chart again. And again, there's different ways that you can have your stop loss. These are trades where I would like to place my stop loss at the bottom of the last completed bar, and eventually you would get stopped out. So on this particular scenario, there would be a chance that you would probably get stopped out right in here. Okay? Now there's different ways we can use our stop losses, and that will be something that we will absolutely talk about. All right, Ken? Steve, when does the triangle appear? It appears when the moment is right. There you go. Do you need to follow the trend? It's actually telling us what the trend is. So the short answer is yes, you do have to follow the trend. That's the only way we trade, right? Judd, hold on a second. Steve, will there be any training on the brain? Not tonight. How expensive is it? It's expensive. For now, I'm not going to give you a price because I'm hoping that if you guys want it later on, you can get a substantial discount. Yes, I will say who the indicator is by later on. iTech Auto Trader is not set up correctly yet, unfortunately. I will give you news as I can. Steve, how are they better than your arrows? I'm not going to say that they're better than the arrows, but working with the arrows, it gives us a lot of power. Steve, will you be concerned with the 15-200 EMAs when using the diamonds? Yes. I always want to know what's going on with the 15-200 EMAs. Okay. So Judd wants to know, and a lot of you have spoken about this before, how to trade on a small account. Trading on a small account, meaning a dollar amount, is a harder thing to do when it comes to trading. When it comes to trading futures. And I'm going to tell you, a small account is probably considered anything under, let's say, $5,000 is a small account. See, you can trade, if you're more on the aggressive side, you could trade one contract for every $2,000 or $3,000 in your account. That's aggressive. So if you had a $4,000 account, you could trade 2 contracts. It's aggressive. Trading one contract every $5,000 is more conservative and probably the way to go. Also, to trade futures, it is actually easier to trade with a few more contracts in a little bit larger trading account than it is to trade one contract with a smaller trading account. And here's why. Trading one contract, you have to make some decisions before the trade actually happens. And the big audacious decision that you need to make is, when I come down and hit my first target, 8 ticks, 10 ticks, whatever it is, am I going to close out the trade and grab that profit? Or am I going to move my stop loss a tick or two into profit, and hopefully I get a runner? Instead of collecting 8 or 10 ticks, I collect 20 or 30 ticks. Now there's a line there. Both of those ways of trading are fine. But you got to lean towards trading as a business, lean towards being conservative, and absolutely lean towards grabbing profits. So if someone said to me, which way would you go? I would say I'm going to grab my 10 ticks and then just wait for the next trade to come along. Or maybe 8 ticks. Okay? That's a good way of trading. Start compounding your account. We don't do that enough. We don't compound our accounts enough. Okay? So when you're trading a smaller account, you absolutely have to be more careful, but you can't have a fear of trading. If I could tell you something, not to shock you, but I would say go out and find a couple more $1,000 and put that in your account and give yourself some more room. Now, as we fortify our trading system into this week and next week and in 2017, as we make our system stronger, and it is getting stronger, folks, your smaller accounts will grow faster. And you'll be able to start to trade more contracts. Okay? And that's what we all really want to do. So I would say stay tuned, Judd, and you smaller account holders. I would say ask me questions when we're in trades if you have a smaller account. Skype me. You can ask me for my opinion and I'll give it to you, as you know. Alex says, how do I trade just one contract? What is the profit target and stop loss? So trading one contract, we're still looking for 10 ticks. Stop loss still starts at 25, but you want to move that stop loss quickly out of risk. Number one objective, always. Move your stop loss quickly out of risk. You don't want it to sit up there 25 ticks away. So you're going to want to move it to 20 ticks risk, 15 ticks risk, 10 ticks risk. As you're hitting your target, you can start closing out the trade, of course. All right? Having a smaller size account doesn't give you, I was going to say it doesn't give you very much flexibility, but it basically gives you no flexibility. It doesn't give you a lot of options. Okay? Yes, Joe, it's very aggressive. Steve, do you still use Pro 9? It seems it's a very good program. The Pro 9 trading software is a good software package. And the system that Todd, the owner, the developer, put behind the software, for the most part, is a pretty good system. I believe that I made it better with the way that I traded it off the 50 moving average. Many of their indicators that they use are free on the internet. And that's the case with a lot of companies. They take indicators, they change the name of the indicator, and then they put their trading style around it, and they sell it as software. I did it in Forex years ago. I started using 3 major indicators. 2 of them very hard to find, but yes, they were free on the internet. And I changed the names to my own names, and I put my trading methodology around it, and I sold it as a package. And that's business. Now, I'm not doing that anymore. At least right now I'm not doing that. People that join me now get our indicators for free. All right, let's see here. Next. Steve, what should our daily risk be? 5% or something else? 5%, 10% is too much, I think. I think 5% is probably good, 5% of your account. The problem is, on a small account, 5% might only be $100. So if you take one loss, you're done. That's why smaller accounts are so hard, because you have to win more. And there's always emotions behind when you have to win. It's like needing to win to feed your children. There's so much pressure. Hello, Saxman. Saxman says, Steve, why do you use red arrow and dash downward, but green arrow and blue dash up? I don't. I use red arrow and red dashes down, blue arrow and blue dashes up. Why not green? I don't know. They're blue. Steve, what's the ideal trading account size? Hello, Ray. What is the ideal trading account size? That's a very relative question to you specifically. In a perfect world, somebody that understands how to trade futures, and I'm not saying it has to be majorly experienced, but somebody who has learned how to trade futures and is ready to go and is confident, I would say a $10,000 account would be cool. Steve, which 3 indicators did you use in Forex? I have them. I can send them to you. I called them FC1, FC2, and the FC line. FC stood for Forex Confidential. See, I named them after my company. FC1, FC2, and FC line. And if you want those, I can send them to you. The FC2 indicator, very hard to find, very hard to duplicate. Out of the many years that I used it, I think only a couple members figured out what it was. Not that it was a big secret, quote unquote secret. Yes, I still have indicators, Marvin, for Forex, and yes, I will send them to you if you want them. Why not green and green arrows? I don't know. Why not red and blue, Saxman? Where are you going with this arrow thing? Richard says, Saxman, you can make them any color you want. Joe, you need to email me if you want the Forex indicators. Anybody who wants my Forex indicators, just email me, okay? All right. So that's about wraps it up. So here's the schedule. Next Thursday, we're going to do training on arrows, which is the red and blue arrows and the red and blue dashes. That's going to be Thursday night. Starting Tuesday night, we're going to be doing a whole series on trading as a business. And of course, all of these will be recorded, okay? Cool? The triangles do not repaint. All right? I will have this recording up sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Hopefully before the room starts. If not, it will be directly after that, okay? All right, ladies and jelly spoons, you guys have a great evening. And I will see you in the trading room tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's going to be a big day. We have FOMC announcement tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow morning, caution, 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 Will Robinson. I don't think he said caution, caution, caution. I think the robot used to say danger, 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 Will Robinson. All right. You guys stay cool. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.